name's Craig Harding. What I'm doing is opening up a restaurant. This has been the culmination of 10 years of my life.
Failure's not an option.
You know, if it doesn't work, we lose it all.
On the last episode, work on the interior progressed nicely as my bank account shrank and I desperately tried to refinance our house, which fortunately we completed. I started interviewing staff and buying equipment, but still found time to test out our new kitchen and my dormant cooking skills with our first home-cooked meal.
There's only 2 people working today. Three. I wanted my electrician here. I've got so much electrical work to do, and the plumber should be here. And you gotta babysit these guys. You gotta call them up and beg for them to come down and work. It's frustrating. I'm doing something on Halloween in this restaurant. Whether there's sawdust on the floor or we've got a polished table is another thing. So we're gonna have a party. We're gonna eat on Halloween. I gotta do something. I gotta stick to that date, but I don't think we're really gonna have everything in place. I don't think we're gonna have all of our permits. I don't think we're going to have the inspections passed, but we're not far off. You know, it's the 18th. Today's the 18th, right?
And it is.
Halloween is 13 days away. That's gonna be tight. Yeah, this is looking good. The dishwasher's coming in today. They're gonna wheel the oncoming traffic. Someone's gotta move the Caterpillar.
On top of everything else, the city's got Dundas Street ripped up, which makes an equipment delivery a challenging maneuver.
Can you see how desperate we are? We've got no pen.
Just bring the name.
Can't you see how desperate we are for a dishwasher in here today? How am I gonna open? Where am I signing? Anywhere?
Just bring the name.
Print it.
Sign there, print on the bottom. If you read here, it says signature.
The legs?
It could have been something I said. I remember one day, biking round the parking lot.
You know, the support has been amazing because my friends call me whenever they have any minute of downtime and they ask, you know, can I come over? Can I give you a hand? Can I support you in any way? Thanks for coming, man. It's great to see you here.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Stop pitching in
Yeah.
on your weekend.
Finish the basement. Now it's on to you.
Okay, good. And my family, my brother's here today. You know, my mother-in-law's at our house. She's keeping our dog walked. She's keeping our clothes clean. Like, it's those little things that are helping because basically we're up and out the door at first thing in the morning and back home at like 11 or 12 to go to bed. So there's no time to upkeep, you know, anything around home. We gotta make a cap for here. So we have to cut this on the table saw at a miter to make a cap for the top of this bench, okay? So you and Anna could maybe tackle this at some point in here. Try to spread them out as evenly as you can.
I never knew it was so handy.
It has been a theme. We've been piecing this together as best we can with the support of those closest to us. And, you know, I've got friends that are going to be working for me, so it's going to keep that theme of having this family restaurant sort of going.
I'm stunned. I never saw it to begin with, but I mean, looking at it now, it looks like pretty good, I'd say. Dusty, but good. I can't wait to see it finished, so I don't want to see.
The basic structure of the bar is now complete, and it's time for the bar top. It's hopefully going to get a lot of use, so it's got to be just right.
Beautiful. It's a beautiful piece of wood, right? That's the advantage. It's hard. It's a hard wood, and it's beautiful. Yeah, like today, you know, we're 2 weeks away. I've hired the staff, and we're still doing construction. It's hairy. Like it's really frustrating because I want to have the kitchen equipment in. I want to do my menu testing, and to come in yesterday and find the ceiling dripping, and instead of moving forward, we're taking steps back because now I got to get a contractor in to rip the ceiling out, find the leak. It's not at my expense, but it's still holding us up, and I just want to get this done.
One of the reasons I chose this stretch of Dundas West in Toronto is the untapped potential here. It's a great, vibrant cross-section of old and new, but one day I looked out and it was totally dead.
Today is this annual zombie march. Last year they had about 500 people, but they say this year there's gonna be double. So there could be up to 1,000 zombies gathering in the park, in Trinity Bellwoods Park. And at 3 o'clock, they're literally gonna do their whole zombie thing. And they come walking on Dundas, and I heard some kind of bad news, which is they're gonna smear blood. Like they just basically walk around smearing blood all over things. So we'll see what happens. Colorful Dundas Street coming out. The people with the Dharma Initiative jackets, like you'll find all kinds of nerds along here, right? Like the Lost nerds, the Wizard of Oz. This is great. I love it. See, they're playing Michael too. I gotta put Thriller on inside. Getting back to the food, I just printed off a menu because I was so worried and I wasn't focused on the food because I've been worried about this. So yeah, I spent Thursday night up all night. I had all my magazines, all my cookbooks open. I was just looking at my old menus that I've created. I was looking online, to try to see who's doing what. Not so much to rip people off, but to kind of draw inspiration because there's so many interesting menus out there. And so I put together something and I printed it out, and I'm already starting to talk about my suppliers. So I've shot them my list, like I've shot them the menu and said, can you get me this, can you get me that? Some of my cooks that I want to hire, I've coordinated this day on Tuesday at the Hoof Cafe so that I can get a sense for this one guy. He's probably going to be my third in command. So I've got my sous chef. Obviously, I'm the head chef. So now my third guy, I'm interviewing on Tuesday. It's a practical interview. It's this kind of thing where you throw some food at them or you put them in a situation like with some mystery ingredients and then you see what they can do with it.
I had a really good feeling about Brent. He's passionate about cooking and has great experience. But the proof is in the pudding, or in this case, some of the dishes on my new menu. Grant at the Black Hoof kindly let us use his kitchen at the Hoof Cafe for a trial by fire.
I got a flour that's been remilled with coarser durum instead of just straight fine flour. So just to try, this is normally something you would have in a hard pasta. They use this straight, right, with water. But I want to see how that works with egg. I've never done it, and I just found it, so that's why we'll give it a shot.
First dish I wanted to try was a hearty smoked ham hock and cannellini beans, perfect for the winter menu.
Also, let's cook the hock out in these beans. Okay, so if you wanted to cut it into more manageable pieces, hock, make that pasta with pasta ends with kale and really rustic croutons, right? So this is just like a peasant meal kind of. So there's that. Derek, that. What do you think? 1 kilogram, 20 yolks.
It wasn't long before the tables were turned a bit as Brent was schooling me on how to make fresh pasta.
Huh?
I do 27 yolks, 2 whole eggs.
You can do it.
Absolutely.
Yeah?
Yeah, that's what we did in laundry.
27?
Yeah.
Per kilo?
2 whole eggs. Maybe a little less than a
2
kilo.
whole eggs plus 27 yolks.
Yeah. In the past, it was like, yeah. It's so good.
Would you use all-purpose or would you use this?
No, that's double
Yeah.
zero.
Yeah. All my equipment's coming today. I'm gonna miss the delivery. I really wish I could just get my grandmother to make all the pasta. It'd take a big load off us.
We had the kitchen humming with numerous dishes prepping at once. It was pretty exciting for me to finally see the menu coming together right in front of our eyes.
I think it's great. I mean, the prices are really reasonable too. There's nothing. $21. That's your most expensive thing. So it's pretty good value.
But I think we've got a decent choice, right? And again, this is just a sample. Tomorrow it could be completely different. Not completely, but tomorrow I could have 3 new items, or next week 3 new items, that kind of thing. So. I mean, I'm tired of being covered in sawdust all day and like breathing in that kind of too. Just want to get out and cook for once. You know, you try cooking at home and it's good, but it's different when you're in like, you know, a real kitchen. It's much different, much more space.
It's good cheese, man.
I love it because it's like really affordable, you know? You get to go heavy-handed with it and it's not like it costs that much money, but it's good. It's got nice salt to it.
I got shares in the Montfort.
You did, eh?
Yeah.
That's an interesting story. Basically, Ruth like was running out and things weren't going so well, right? So she.
No, what happened was she was making good money and everything.
Yeah.
And then her landlord saw how much money she was making, so he like jacked her rent. And she's like, well, you know what? I'm out then. So she left. And she's like, I'll start off on my own. So she's selling cheese shares. So like, me and my girlfriend, we put in 500, and then you get back 750 in cheese over the next 5 years.
Yeah.
So you can either get 750 back in cheese. Like you could buy a 200, 500, or 1,000.
Yeah.
So you get back. Like,
You get it back, yeah.
And then, so how do you go about getting the cheese? You can either get vouchers and buy it anywhere that they sell it, or they send you a cheese basket twice a year.
After you put the cheese in there. I don't know, it might be okay. What do you think? I think it might be okay. It's gonna hold up well. All right.
I was having such a great time cooking, I almost forgot about the stress I'd left behind down the road, but it hadn't forgotten about me.
I'm not there. I'm actually at the Hock Cafe. Why? I know this guy's there. Well, I can pop over there if I have to. If it's there. Okay, I'll pop over when I have to. Thanks. Bye. They want to check Nella. What can you do, right? Everybody wants to get paid. Want to come for a walk? Have a look? Yeah. Okay.
With checkbook in hand, I headed back to the restaurant where I found Q about to blow a gasket in my absence.
I gotta. Anyways,
What's wrong?
don't film. I gotta. The drain's. I gotta go to snake.
Okay, come on, watch out, watch out. What drain?
The plumber's here. He's in the basement. The drain, the main drain to the city, is clogged for some reason. So it's either we fix it or he digs up the whole basement.
What the?
We'll deal with it right now.
So what are you going to get then?
A snake. To unclog the drain.
The plumber doesn't have a snake. Like you gotta go and get a
I gotta go get a snake.
You're gonna go to ML.
There's like water. I gotta go snake.
Altogether, 36 or 38 in the dining room.
Yeah.
And about 4, well, definitely 4 over here, and then 7 more here, so in total about 50. It was a crazy day for Brent to get his first look at the place, with a flood in the basement and leaks in the ceiling. That's all wasted. I feel bad for the the Canadian pine trees here, because that's all wasted lumber. It's got glue, screws. It's never gonna go up the way it is. So we had to buy new lumber, which the landlord's taking care of, and his labor, his guys are gonna put it back up. So at least we know we found the problem. 2 separate leaks. One leak here was a furnace leaking dripping on the floor, and then that was an improperly installed toilet. So. Back outside, I had to let Q vent about all the crap he had to deal with while I was off cooking.
You're dealing with this and that, and a leak, and a truck full of shit, and people not working, and me off.
Who's not working? Joe? Are you naming names? Well, I guess it's just something I'm going to have to get used to as a boss.
I haven't had lunch yet, and these people are me off.
Yeah, I know. That's how it goes. With various crises settled at the restaurant, I was able to get back to work on my menu down the street. After soaking these all night, we just kind of braised them out in a little broth. We put the aromatics in, your mirepoix, and the interesting thing that we've got in here is this smoked pork hock. So I've cooked this smoked pork hock into the bean to impart that nice smoky flavor. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna pull the meat off of here, chop it up, and we're gonna form that pasta, as this is the basis of the flavor, is the smoked pork. This is the sort of, you might call it the heel or the ankle part of the pig, and it's been heavily smoked. So it's great, like, split pea soup, things like that, like really, really warm, like wintry dishes, like this is perfect. It's great. Down in the basement, it was time to turn our attention to homemade pasta. I decided that agnolotti would be a good form of pasta to test out. It resembles a small pillow, and we chose to fill it with mortadella and turkey. And they're just cutting into little squares, almost like, little sheets, little pieces like that. Instead of making them so small, and then you got to make 1,000 of them,
Yeah.
you're better off, filling the, so you're gonna get like per order, what, 8,
Yeah.
6? No, 6 isn't enough. Probably 8.
6, yeah.
Like I think you could charge $14 for 8 of those, in a nice broth.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do it. So the skin's great, it's got a lot of that smoky flavor, but after you've cooked it, you don't want to eat that. We can either assemble the whole thing in its own pan, yeah, I think Mona would be very happy with that. I can't wait to cook for her. Yeah. It's a big tasting spoon.
Finally, the first dish hit the plate. It was a hearty bowl of smoked ham hock with cannellini beans. The perfect rustic dish to complement exactly the feel of restaurant that we're going for.
Pasta fagioli, pasta ends, croutons, a little Romano bean, kale, cheese. It's rustic food.
Next up was the Agnolotti. We topped it with a little fresh pecorino cheese, a nice lemon zing, another good example of rustic cooking at its simplest form.
Okay, you first.
I got the A-OK from Brent, and I was impressed with his skill and very happy with what we created. But the real judges will be the customers, hopefully sooner than later. On the next episode, I'll explore Chinatown for dishes, listen to Nigel dish it out, and battle with the ghosts of the coffee shop past, before finally cooking some food to test my new menu on my equally new staff.